Welcome to the channel, everyone. Well, today still working on the 80 Chevy Silverado frame. So last few videos you've seen me do a lot of work to the front of the frame. I put in a bunch of off-road design parts, and go check those videos out, guys, if you want to see some of that. Today what I'm dealing with is the rear cab mounts on this frame. Now this is a short box. This is a factory short box, and try to get you a good look at it. See those cab mounts? Those are the rear cab mounts, and you can see this side here is lower than that side, or the mount is kind of bent downward. Now it's about, I think it's about a 1/4 inch off on the ends. It's not so bad where the cab actually bolts. This here, it's not so far off, but it's still off. I don't know if you can get a look at this frame here, but I believe this frame rail is a little bit twisted that way. I got this straight edge here. And if you look at, you can see how the frame, there's space on the outside edge of the frame. And over here, you can see it's pretty well flat. So this, you can see the frame rail probably is twisted, you know, a little bit this way. Now on these frame rails, hard to get a good look at this, guys, but you can see on this side they have like a big cutout here. And I believe why they do that is because the factory muffler sits right here. So that's why they have that frame rail cut out. See how it's right here, it's not cut out, but here it's cut way in, makes it thinner. So it kind of makes the frame weaker there. You know, I don't know the history of this truck. I don't know what it did. I don't know what someone did to it. But, you know, there's definitely an issue with this cab mount. So what I did is I actually went on eBay and found one of these rear cab mounts. You can see now this is a full cab mount, goes all the way across. Now this is I believe on the long bed pickups. The long bed gets this full frame. All the short beds just get 2 individual ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them individual ones out. I'm going to put this one in, which should square up the frame. This is actually, I think it says K20. I believe the K10s, K20s have the same frames. Your K30s, I think, had a much taller frame, or a little bit taller frame. But anyway, the mounts are the same on the ends. So all I got to do is pop those rivets out. The hard part is actually getting this in the frame, because it's a tight fit. I believe I did this on another short box a long time ago. And I think I actually had to pound it in place. But it's doable. I know it's doable because I did it. So, I mean, this is really good shape. I believe this came from California or Colorado or somewhere out west. It's really nice. There's no pitting. It needs to be sandblasted. It's got a little bit of wear on these mounts. and I don't know what happened, but something was rubbing them. I got to clean that. I'll grind it down. I don't think that's going to matter. I got new body bushings going in there. If it matters, I'll just take my welder and I'll weld it up and make it true again. But I don't think I have to do that. So I wanted to sandblast this before I installed it. Now on the long bed pickups, I believe long beds and crew cabs got this Crossmember. You can see it's got a deal on the underside for a drive shaft support. I got to take that off because I don't need that for the short bed. Plus, you can see the drive shaft is right. It's going to go right underneath this. I know you're thinking, wow, it's going to be close, but this transmission is tipped forward. It really needs to come up. So that's going to move all this downward. Plus the truck, kind of a little bit of a spoiler, the truck's getting a lift, a little bit of a lift. So I'm going to be further away. The drive shaft is not going to be that close to this Crossmember. But anyway, I got to pop all these rivets out, just like I've done all the rivets before. I'm going to put an X through them, then knock them off with a chisel. And I might have to pull this drive shaft out to actually get this Crossmember in there. I'm pretty sure the drive shaft is going to have to come out. Maybe even the transfer case, I don't know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get to work. Okay, so the Crossmember are ready to go in. I got the drive shaft support separated. Got it cleaned up. I'd like to sandblast this thing before I stuck it in there, but don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But I'll try. Now I got to work on the frame, get those mounts off there. So I got to cut those rivets. Okay, so two cab mounts are removed. One fought me like crazy, the other one almost fell off. But that's the way it goes. Okay, so removing the dry shaft so I can hopefully get this cross member in there. And they've got one tight bolt on the strap. And these bolts are just stripped. They were on as tight as you could get them with a vice grip. So this truck was supposedly run down the road, and I'm not buying it. But this is why I'm tearing it down the way I'm doing it, because I just saw too many things that were not good looking. Look at that. Look at that U-bolt there. More stuff that doesn't look right. But I gotta get the one bolt is tight. I gotta get it off, so I gotta get back to work. Okay, so I got the frame ready for the cross member. I'm actually just cleaning these ends up. I'm gonna throw some paint on there because once it's on, I can't get behind that. And I'm also cleaning up back here so I can throw some paint on, because I'm gonna bolt this on, and then I'm gonna finish cleaning up this frame, probably do a little bit of sandblast into it, and I'm gonna paint it with this cross member in place. I'm gonna use bolts to bolt this on, but I'm just gonna paint the bolts. So that's how that's gonna go on. Hey, get some paint on this, let it dry overnight. And like I said, maybe if I can get the sandblaster out, I might sandblast the bottom of this cross member. But yeah, just gotta put a little paint on a few things so it's ready for tomorrow. Okay, so there it is, installed. Dry shaft definitely had to come off. Transfer case, I was able to leave that on right now. Just kind of slid it in there sideways. A little bit of hammering to get it to slide in there. Not bad. Like I said, I've done this before, so I knew it was going to slide in there. And I'm bolting it down. I've got some really nice grade 8 flange bolts. Zinc plated. These are actually pretty nice with a nylon lock nut. I am using a washer on the inside, but I'm putting the heads on the outside so they look nice. But probably they're probably going to get painted anyway. I'll probably just hit them with the sandblaster so I can just paint it. I don't have to take them out, or I don't have to mess with the cross member. But yeah, it's level now, guys. It's really it's straightened out. I think it straightened out the frame rail. It's not a little bit tweaked or anything. I can get my straight edge here. I can get it in the same spot, and you can see on the outside there the little bit of daylight. And you can see here on the outside a little bit of daylight. So it really I think it did exactly what I wanted it to do. So got the frame straight. It's got it all squared up. Really happy with it. And I think that cross member is going to add a lot of strength to the frame, because it's a beefy piece. It's not a thin thin piece. So one more thing for the video here, guys. Remember what we had in the back? This cross member that is just bent to crap. Again, on eBay, found a fairly nice one here. It's it looks like it's got a lot of the factory paint. I think this one was from California, and you can see it's not beat up at all. Only thing is the guy that took it out bent the crap out of the bottom mount, and I had to put that in the vise, and I had to beat on that pretty good both sides. It's almost like they didn't take the rivets out, and they just bent it down. Like I said, I wasn't real happy with that because that took a good while to bend that, you know, without destroying it. I had to bend it without destroying it back. So, but I'm happy with that now. And you guys remember there was a big cross member here, big old piece of steel. I took that out. That is a heavy, thick piece of steel. I think what I'm going to do back here is I'm going to get myself a trailer hitch. So I'm going to have that cross member, and then I'm going to have the trailer hitch. That should tie the whole back end together, so I don't need that odd piece. And I think that's pretty much going to do it for the frame modifications on here. This is a little bent up. You can see this is kind of messed up. I got to come in here with my hammer, kind of hammer and dolly that back into shape. But it's not bad, guys. I'm going to be able to straighten that up. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now I get to do a whole bunch of sanding, which is going to be nasty. I got to get inside the frame rail. The outside of the frame rail ain't too bad, but then I'll probably get my sandblaster out to do like areas like this and that and that and that. So I'll just probably spot sandblast because I don't think I have enough sand to do the whole thing, but I'll do as much as I can, much as the flat areas as I can. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'll probably have a video cleaning this up or something, but anyways, I'll see ya.